Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. First off, I want to thank everyone for coming here today. I know that you did this to honor and support me, and I truly appreciate it. I want to give a special thank you to those of you who came from a long ways away. I am really amazed by the effort you made, and I welcome you to my wonderful town in Hapara. When I started studying for my bar mitzvah, I thought having a bar mitzvah would be like graduating from school. It feels like I have finally finished something big, and I'm ready to face a new stage of life. Now I'll hopefully be treated more like an adult and have more freedom. Studying Torah and preparing for this day has been a really challenging experience, but there will be harder challenges for me ahead. Like a video game, I finished one goal, and now I can move up to the next level, which is harder. But I'm also learning new skills so I can handle a harder level. So it's more than graduating and moving on. Judaism is always going to be there, no matter what I do. I can shove it away in a closet, but it'll still be there, whispering in my ear and driving me crazy. Reminding me of the past lessons I have learned. It's part of me, kind of like the skin on my body. While studying my Torah portion, I had a lot more questions than answers. My portion is the very first part of the Torah. In this section, we have 3 creation stories. 1, God created the earth in 7 days. 2, Adam and Eve. And 3, Cain and Abel. I think most smart Mitzvah students would jump right into the Garden of Eden or Cain and Abel, because that's where the story gets interesting. But I was drawn to the first creation story. It felt like science, and I like tinkering around with things, taking things apart, and creating things. I imagine God like Dr. Frankenstein, experimenting with creation, and deciding he liked it afterwards, and saying, it is alive. I wondered a lot of things, like, what were things like before creation? If there was neither light nor darkness, then what was there? I imagined a solidified glob of mud and rocks floating in space. But even that is something. The Torah says God's presence hovers over the face of the water, without ever saying God created the water. Was water already in existence before creation? And if so, how can it be that nothing was created before God created heaven and earth? Why start with Bereshit? The beginning doesn't tell us how to live. It doesn't give us any of our laws. But isn't that the main reason to read Torah? Rashi, a famous Torah scholar, asked the same question. It says if we believe Torah is mainly our laws, then it should start with the first mitzvah given to the Jews, the commandment of the new moon. If night is supposed to be dark, then why would God put a moon in the sky to add light? Maybe God had pity on the creatures who couldn't see in the dark, like us. I think the big question in this season as we begin to read the Torah all over again is, what is the Torah? What is it for? Since this is the very first part of Torah, perhaps it can help answer this question. I think of the Torah as an instruction manual for life. How to live life for dummies. Or like a computer manual. Read this and then you will know what to do. But like a computer manual, it's not always easy to read and figure out. There are hidden meanings and lessons throughout the entire Torah. But for each individual, it might mean something a little bit different. And in the different stages of our life, we might see something a little bit different. I see the creation story in a couple of ways. First, it's a warning. God created everything, so he can just as easily take it all away. In fact, at the very end of my portion, God threatens to do just that. He's upset with humans for acting really bad and decides to destroy everything and start over again. Oh no. So the lesson seems to be, don't make God angry. Luckily, we find out in the next part of Noah that God has compassion because he cares about us and put a lot into our creation. He finds a compromise instead of completely wiping everything out. He has an old guy build a boat, put tell us how one thing leads to another, but scientists don't really know. The Torah doesn't give us the whole picture either. Maybe the Torah starts off with the most mysterious section to tell you don't always have to have all the answers. A question is often better than an answer, and wonder is better than thinking you know it. The Torah keeps us imagining, studying, and striving to learn more. If everything was explained perfectly, then life would be pretty boring. We have the Torah's lessons and laws to help us improve and do better in our lives. We have the history part of Torah to learn from the mistakes of our ancestors. With our history, we understand the outcomes of our actions. In my Torah portion, when Cain killed Abel, there had never been an example of murder before him. Perhaps Cain had no clue what would happen. Maybe he thought God would bring Abel right back. If we didn't have our Torah and our history, we might think we could do anything without any consequences. The story of Cain and Abel is partly about responsibility. That says something to me because as I become a bar mitzvah, I'm learning to take more responsibility for my actions. I also know that it's expecting me now in a way that it wasn't before. One thing I want to say about my Torah portion. It's interesting that it's partly about God creating the creatures on the earth. As you may know, we have lots of animals in my place. Horses, goats, dogs, cats, birds, and more. My Torah portion makes perfect sense because I live with most of the domestic creatures that God created. In many ways, my bar mitzvah is what all my years of Sunday school have been leading up to. So I want to say something important about an important part of Sunday school here, and that's community service. All of us in the school take part in community service projects. I had a really great experience last year at the North Mountain Park Nature Center. My class went there to help clear out blackberry vines. When we were done, besides having thorns in my fingers, I felt like I had made a real contribution to help save the native plants of the park from an invasive species. And that was a really good feeling. From that, I learned that giving and receiving are sometimes pretty close to the same. At the same time you are doing something for someone else, you very well yourself may get a little something special out of it too. As I come to the end of my drash, I want to be sure to thank all the people who have meant so much to me in this process and just getting to this stage of my life. My mom and dad, who love me so much and will do anything for me, even if we don't always agree with anything should be. My sister Ariel, who's also become a wonderful friend and teacher. My grandparents, Fran and Alan, who couldn't be here today because my grandpa is really sick. They love me and give me so much. Rabbi David, wow, that just about says it. Wow. What you've seen from him today should show you why he's so special and important to me in my life. I want to thank all the people. I want to thank all the people who spent so much time helping me getting ready for my bar mitzvah. Andrea Shupek, Ayala, and Debbie Sassler, by far the most important people. All my Sunday school teachers, some of whom are here today. Also these other people that have helped me along the way. Sheridan, for supporting me every day, driving me around, hosting my friends, and helping me with my computers and other electronics. Pat and Carrie, who's helped me move into my new house. Dave Thomas, who's helped find several homes I've lived in and helped make them more livable, so my mom won't constantly be complaining about them. Ariella St. Clair, who's helping with the food today. And finally, all of you who came here today. I really feel your love and caring.
Beautiful, Yoshiko, you can't sit down. You got plenty more.